In the maze-like alleys of Old Delhi, near Chori Bazaar, stands a century-old mansion, a haveli with a strange, silent sentinel attached to it, a wind tower, built to catch desert breezes. Local legends say it trapped something else entirely. Something ancient, something that whispers to lonely women in the dead of night. This is the story of what happened there in 2014. It all began when Farah, a 22-year-old student, moved into the haveli to care for her ailing grandmother. The old house was full of history, but for the first few days, it was quiet. Then, one moonless night, a sound drifted from the wind tower, a soft whisper like the wind sighing through the vents. At first, Farah ignored it, but the whisper grew clearer, more personal. It started saying her name. Fa, Fa, Fa. Her blood ran cold. She woke her mother, and together they searched the tower. It was empty, coated in dust and silence. But the silence didn't last. In the following nights, the unseen presence grew bolder. Doors would creak open on their own. Lying in bed, Farah felt the distinct impression of someone sitting on the edge of her mattress. Whenever she turned off the lights, she'd hear a long, slow breath right behind her neck. One evening, as she hurried past the tower's entrance, she felt a cold hand brush through her hair. She spun around. No one was there. Just a pocket of frigid air that seemed to cling to her skin. Then, Farah began to change. The once lively student became withdrawn and silent. She would spend her nights wide awake, her eyes fixed on the dark silhouette of the wind tower. She started murmuring to herself in a strange, guttural language none of the family could identify. Her voice changed too, deepening into a tone that was neither male nor female, but something disturbingly in between. One afternoon, her aunt, worried sick, tried to pull her away from the tower. Farah turned, her movements unnaturally slow. In that horrifying new voice, she whispered, "Don't touch me. He is standing behind you." Her aunt whipped around to see an empty corridor, but the air was suddenly thick with the smell of burnt sand. Terrified, the family called Maulana Rashid, a renowned exorcist from Nizamuddin. The moment he stepped into the haveli, every window slammed shut with a deafening bang. The lights flickered wildly. His gaze fell upon Farah, who was sitting on the floor, her face hidden by her hair. The Maulana's own face went pale. "This is no human spirit," he declared. "A jinn from the wind tower has attached itself to her." The family froze in terror. The jinn from the old stories. The one they thought was just a myth, sealed away decades ago. The exorcist began reciting holy verses. Farah slowly lifted her head. Her eyes, once brown, now glowed a luminous, terrifying green. A voice ancient and cruel echoed from her lips. "She belongs to me now." The Maulana knew the battle had to be fought on the jinn's own ground, inside the wind tower. They carried the struggling Farah into the circular chamber. The air instantly dropped to an icy cold, and the very walls began to hum and vibrate. As the Maulana's recitations grew louder, Farah shrieked in agony. But then, a chilling smile spread across her face. From the shadows behind her, a tall, dark figure began to rise. It had no face, only a swirling vortex of darkness where its head should be. It was so tall its form brushed the ceiling. The jinn spoke, its voice a storm of whispers. "You cannot drive me out. This place is mine." The Maulana threw blessed water at the shadow, and it hissed like oil in a fire. The shadow lunged, and the old man staggered back. At that moment, Farah's body was lifted into the air, her limbs flailing violently as a roaring wind filled the small room. Seeing his chance, the Maulana lunged forward. He placed his hand firmly on Farah's forehead and roared the final command. "Leave her, by the command of the Most High." A scream of pure, unearthly agony tore from Farah's throat, shaking the entire haveli. A violent gust of wind shot upwards, spiraling out of the top of the tower like something being ejected at impossible speed. The shadow vanished. Farah collapsed to the floor, and then there was only silence. Farah woke up 3 days later, weak and with no memory of the ordeal. The family sealed the entrance to the wind tower and moved out shortly after. But the story doesn't end there. To this day, residents of that lane claim that at exactly 3:17 a.m., a sudden cold wind blows from the sealed tower. Women who walk past say they feel phantom breath on the back of their necks, and some swear that if you stand close to the door and whisper the name Farah, you'll hear your own name whispered right back. Some believe the jinn is gone for good, but others believe it's still in there, trapped and waiting, hungry for someone to open the door just one more time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to follow for more tales from the shadows.